Hi there. In the first video I talked about how to look for subject headings and how to do a single subject heading search. In the second video I'm doing a single facet search that will combine all of the selected subject headings in one search, and take a look at that real quickly. To begin, what I show here on the screen is those subject headings that I checked out in the first video: males, females, and sex. I've determined that these are subject headings, and I'm going to go ahead to do an advanced search in ERIC FirstSearch with these combined subject headings. So logging into ERIC FirstSearch, you should see the advanced search screen. You can always tell where you are by seeing that this is highlighted for advanced search. It shows that you've got just 3 separate lines to put your search terms on, and later we'll talk about what you can do if you have more subject headings than just 3. So there's a way to deal with that too. That's actually where expert searching comes in, but you can do something on advanced searching as well. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put in the search terms that we had decided on: males, females, and sex. But then make sure over on the right here to use this drop down to find the term subject. Notice that there's also a subject phrase drop down, but with one word subjects, I just need subject, not subject phrase. There is a difference in how it will retrieve materials. So if you've got a phrase, make sure that you use phrase. Again, subject, and change all of these so that they're subject. And again, select the subject. And over here, something I tend to forget, always select or. So that's your combiner. And now I'm ready to go ahead and hit search. Okay, and here's my results. I've pulled up over 81,000 items. I'd like you to notice that the ERIC syntax that I talk about is right here on the gray bar. But notice that it's kind of funky. The parentheses in here that we know sort of gather these things together, these terms together, to show that it's a single facet. Notice that the parentheses are misplaced. So make sure that when you copy and paste this to your document, and this is a good thing to do, by the way, for your documentation, but make sure when you do, you fix up that syntax. Remove or replace, move the parentheses. If you've got quotations, you want to make sure that those are in the right place. So that's the first thing to pay attention for. But after you conduct a search, the next step that you want to do is to evaluate your results for their pertinence, and that's to the patron's original question, to that single facet, because remember, this facet is just about gender, so don't expect the return on your search to be about the whole question. It's really just about the one facet, gender. So what I do is go through and scan through the first 2 or 3 pages of results, trying to get a sense of how it appears that ERIC has handled the subject headings, how that works to retrieve things. I can get a sense actually of how on point that is or not by looking at the titles of the items, sometimes the abstracts, and the subject headings. In order to do that, you can click on the title of a record, and that's blue underlined to indicate that it's a link. And you can scroll down. Things that you can see on this full record are the publication information, abstract, location, holdings information. This leads to a way you can cite the item. There's a whole lot to look at in the record actually. Down here is the full abstract. But below all of this are the subject headings. Notice that the subject headings that I used to search, not all of them, just 2 of them, are highlighted for this record. But you can look through the subject headings and look to see if there's anything else that you might like to use, if there's anything that makes it particularly non-pertinent to your search. So look at these 2 things on what seems especially pertinent, and then what seems to be not pertinent at all. Look for subject headings that you might have missed in doing your thesaurus exploration. Take notes and add things to your grid, and you can then check them out in your thesaurus when you're done. If you find additional things that you think might help, or if you decide that certain subject headings don't work, go ahead and adjust your subject heading terms and rerun them as you need to. Go ahead and do this then with each one of your 3 facets. To review, we use the advanced search to begin with, and remembering to use either subject or subject phrase as appropriate. It makes a difference. We looked at the syntax and copied it to documentation, making sure to correct any misplaced parentheses or quotes. We then reviewed titles, abstracts, and subject headings for the first 2 or 3 pages of your results, making sure to keep your eyes open for things that look really pertinent to see if you can understand why they are pertinent, but also look for things that don't seem pertinent. Adjust and rerun your search as needed. I hope this helps. Next, I'll combine 3 facets for a full subject heading search in ERIC FirstSearch.